Welcome everybody, it's tractorchute here, and it's Challenge Friday. But, starting Challenge Friday, I figured why not just do something out of the ordinary. So we're going to do ourselves a little venture in the GrandMaster, following the man we've been following, playing in the Master League. It is sMi NeXiuS playing as the red Protoss in the upper right hand corner. In the bottom left hand corner, it is the blue Zerg, his opponent. Dennizz will be playing as the blue Zerg. That's probably actually Dennizz, so let's go with Dennizz. Dennizz sounds a lot more normal. Alright, let's get this baby up with the good old APM tab. Take a look at how we're doing here. sMi NeXiuS clicking like a madman here. Looking at 152, 100 as far as that goes there. Zerg really doesn't need any APM early in the game, to be honest with you, so not too surprised at that at all here. Pulling up the good old Proto tab here. We'll keep an eye on when that spawning pool comes out. Looks like it might be a hatch first, which is pretty standard in the higher leagues. Pretty standard in every league nowadays. And it looks like that's exactly what we are going to see here, as that Zerg's drone is going to go down here and he will plant down that. No, maybe not. Might be looking to do a little bit of scouting, so a little bit out of the ordinary here. We're not going to go hatch first. If he is, he's putting it in one weird-ass spot. Either way, sMi NeXiuS gets into the base there, pulls the old food trick there as he cancels on that extractor. And he will get across that map there. It is a cross-spawn map, so maybe we just want to see what's in his opponent's base, make sure he's not going to get cheesed, quite possibly. Still nothing down going at the other end here, but the spawning pool actually did go down. Sorry, I did miss that. So spawning pool has gone down. He'll get down here. He'll see sMi NeXiuS basically has a pylon in a pretty standard spot on this map, so nothing too special. Welcome into the base. Realize there's not too much there so far, so he's definitely probing up. That's for darn sure. And there we are. We're going to go forge fast, expand by the looks of it here. Looks like he is trying to delay the natural of his opponent Dennizz here, so very well done by NeXiuS, and the spawning pool is about halfway done at this point. Forge will get there, and then I'll have to imagine he'll have a choice from there what he wants to do with that forge. He can either plant down cannons here when his opponent elects to expand, or basically he will just look to plant maybe a wall off here with a cannon in the background and get his standard Nexus out, which is probably going to be the odds-on favorite move for him here. There we go. Does end up getting that drone right out of there. I do believe he actually killed the drone, if I see. No, did not kill it. So drone must have made its way all the way back to the base. In fact, there it is right there. So there he is right back in his base there. The probe is still sitting up here, so he did not elect to delay that entirely. So now he's going to sit inside the base here, relax for a little bit, and see what his opponent's going to do. Does get out his Nexus, so take do the standard expansion there. Opponent in the meantime doing the exact same thing. So nobody doing any sort of cheese. We will get ourselves a normal game here, which should be pretty darn decent. Is getting his overlords all over the map there, making sure they can scout everything. There's that cannon going down in behind that wall as expected. So very well done so far for NeXiuS. Pretty standard opening. Opponent doing the exact same thing. There gets four dogs on the map, pretty standard as well. There's going to get out there, get a little bit of scouting off, and maintain a little bit of map control. We'll get himself a probe kill more than likely before that probe can make it down the other end of the map, I would have to imagine. The dogs will be pretty darn fast, but then again, probes, apparently they sprint like Usain Bolt. Look at that thing go. Holy Christ! Might actually end up getting a free probe across the map here, and maybe get a couple dogs killed with his cannons here. We'll soon find out. I'm actually quite surprised. I thought those dogs would be able to hunt him down. Definitely would have been able to do it with metabolic boost, but without that, I guess it is not quite possible. They decide to back off as they do realize there is probably a cannon at that wall, and it'd probably be their best bet not to be massacred. So there we go. They does get that expansion. Just finishing up at about the same time as his opponent here. NeXiuS does get the gateway down as well to finish that wall. So very well done there. And is probed right up. 19 going on there. So very well done there. Not overly heavy on the gas. Does have one gas fully mining. So definitely not looking to get into a super heavy gas build by no means so far. And there we are. The dogs are going to continue to maintain map control. Keep an eye on everything there. Does have himself control of that. Oh no, he does not have the Naga Tower. Sorry. Just has overlords overviewing over top of it here, and there we go. It does take over that Naga Tower now right in the middle of the map, so very well done. We'll maintain the vision there. In the meantime there, cannon does get a few shots on him. That does not do a whole lot of good there. sMi NeXiuS still pretty standard. Get the cyber core coming down now. More dogs are coming down the other end there, so actually he's got a few bit of dogs on the field. 22 dogs. Wowzer. Does it actually? Yeah, he's looking pretty heavy on the dogs here, but then again with that wall off in the cannon there isn't a whole heck of a lot he can really do to get through there unless he comes up through those rocks. So he's going to keep maintaining them right in the middle of the map. He must have some sort of plan. I could imagine a baneling nest quite possibly, but I haven't seen one go up as of yet, and it doesn't look like one is going up. 16 more dogs are on the way. So he probably is going to go for baneling bust in the end, or he might just try and go for dog bust. He's actually going to push pretty hard here. Cannon's going to go to work. Could be a little bit of trouble for NeXiuS. Not ready for the mass dogs early. No metabolic boost at all, which is a little bit surprising that he didn't go with that before he came up here. But he's actually going to go to work. It might actually get through this wall. We'll be very, very close to that. Zealot's holding his own. Wow, those things can massacre a lot of dogs. Holy! But he finally realizes the Zealot's almost dead, and then he's going to squeak through that hole. NeXiuS is trying to wall it off best he can here, building all around here. Cannon's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's a ton of dogs. So you might want to go with that cannon at the same time, or that pylon, sorry. There, Forge goes down. That's a big loss for NeXiuS. NeXiuS is in a ton of trouble getting those probes out of their bed. Always get him into attack. Very good move. Doesn't really have a choice at this point. Is going to get that cannon back up to repower his, or the pylon to repower his cannons. But at the same time, I think he's going to end up losing a lot of probes. They're going to surround the probes, of course, here. They want to get the probe kills. There's going to be a ton of probe kills they're going to get. Stalker's trying to come in here. Really needs the mothership core or something out to at least support this. This is big trouble for NeXiuS. Was not ready for this. Had the wall going, but his opponent was going straight dogs. And he has 37 of them. Reinforcements coming in here. NeXiuS is just in a shit ton of trouble here. Dogs are going to come around here, but at the same time they do have 2 cannons up now, so that should hopefully fend them off here. Probes go to work on the dogs up there, fends that off quite well, so very well done. 2 cannons might be enough. We'll soon find out. He's going to work here. I do believe he might have it fended, but at the same time, he did get through again. No! So he is going to be in even more trouble now. More dogs continuing to come down. He's really putting the pressure on. NeXiuS just needs to focus on that expansion. Get that wall off with the bigger thing there. Very well done with the gateway. That will at least supply some more hit points on that wall. And now he's going to go work. Might end up losing to NeXiuS here. This isn't very good at all. He is in a lot of trouble. 34 dogs on the map. More dogs coming down, but with that gateway there, I'm not sure if they can get through now. Especially with those 2 cannons there. That's just way too many hit points for them to try and go through. Might be better off maybe trying to take out the rocks, but at the same time, he's not too sure of that. He can't see his opponent other than what's up here where his dogs are. Now he's coming in with the probes there, trying to get some kills on him here, and he will as they're focusing down the NeXiuS. He's going to lose that NeXiuS. That sucks, but he does have sentries out from force fields now, so might have this fended off, and I'm not too sure if they can get through this wall. I don't believe they can, but then again, they have surprised me. They're going through. These cannons are just going to work here. Tons of dog kills, but he's going to get a few more through again. There's a big hole one more time. Sentries are there. They can, oh, they're out of energy. That didn't do any good at all. So he's probably going to lose a few sentries. There we go. We finally have the mothership core in the field. That's definitely going to help a little bit here. And there they are up in this empty base. Wowzer. Under 10 minutes in the game. He's already lost the bases. In big trouble. Overlord's over here, keeping the vision going. Does he have any more dogs coming up? He's only got 8 dogs. Metabolic boost is coming, but no more dogs. He's trying to macro up, it looks like, a little bit here. I'm not too sure if he thinks he has the game or he wants to try and keep his component at this loss and then tech up from here and then try and destroy him, knowing he's on one base and has lost a lot of minerals due to that NeXiuS going down. But at the same time, his opponent lost a lot of minerals. Warp Gate technology finishes up here. So he traps the dogs in there, so very well done. Does get that fended off. Opponent's down the 1 dog. So the defense has worked, and he still has a lot of probes to work with here. NeXiuS not doing that bad of a job so far, I will say. That was very good microbiome, very good. And he's going to go right to Stargate here, so very interesting. Not a bad idea at all. If we look at the other end here, it does look like our opponent has elected to go Roaches, so he is going to get into Roach. And at the same time, I don't believe that he has layer technology as of yet, but it is building, so very well done there. We'll need to get something out for air other than Queens, and the Spore Cars would be his only options right now. In the meantime there, NeXiuS moving down with a couple of Zealots here, looking to get vision on the Naga Towers, I would have to imagine. Or he is going to try and push him in the base here. Maybe put a little bit of pressure back on his opponent. Of course, 2 Zealots won't do a whole heck of a lot here, but they're going to move down. Very interesting, moving down around the outside here. Not too sure what he's looking for. Maybe looking for the 3rd, and that is exactly what he's looking for. So see, there is no 3rd down. To realize his opponent hasn't expanded off that big attack he was laying down, which probably would have been a better idea. But at the same time, his opponent is up dramatically right now. So could be a very big hill climb for NeXiuS to climb here. And taking a look at their forge is getting rebuilt for him. A couple sentries do get in there. So not looking too bad. We'll allow him to start rebuilding this baby. Very curious what he's going to start doing with the Stargate. Take a look at the good old units here. We do have 7 Roaches, 19 dogs, to the 2 sentries, the 1 Zealot left here, and the 1 Zealot is going to get tracked down here. Metabolic Boost should be finishing very quickly. They do get a surround on him. By the way, he did finish Metabolic Boost, sorry. So did he actually finish that, or did he cancel that? He did finish that there. Sorry, I just don't see any. Oh, there's the wings. I got to be halfway to blind. There you go. Tractorchute cannot see very well this morning, apparently. So he is walling this baby off like crazy. Oh, he cancels the ball, figures, all right. He figures he's pretty safe at this point there. He's just going to put the 1 wall at the bottom there. Maybe thought better of that great big wall he had going up there. Really didn't need that. Wasn't necessary, I guess. So there we go. Overseer is in the base, so he does realize he has rebuilt his main. And now he is trying to go up and around. He is going to go through the rocks this time. Probably his best maneuver, as there isn't really a lot there, but he does bring the sentries over to that side of the map. So is possibly ready for this. Probably pre-empting this. And there we go. The wall is finishing off here. So very well done. Definitely was prepared for them to start coming through here. And they have got a great big army. 17 Roaches, 18 dogs. This is big trouble. Maybe needs to start getting something out of that Stargate. And there we go. Void Ray. Very good move. Probably his best maneuver at this point. Of course, he can't see his opponent, see whether his opponent has any anti-air, but at the same time, his opponent is getting some spore crawlers down. Nothing out of the layer technology as of yet. He has spore crawlers in a few different locations here. And there's the Hydralisk then. So will have a little bit of anti-air, and they are going to pressure really hard. He is going to lose that cyber core, I'd have to imagine. Photon overcharge does go down. It's enough to actually fend it off there. Very well done. So not too bad. I'm surprised they didn't focus down that cyber core. Might have been the best maneuver. I do believe they could have killed it. Would have incurred a couple roach losses, but might have been worth it for him in the end. Who knows? And we are going to chrono boost some upgrades at the same time. Void Ray has hit the field. Another side, he is preempting that cyber core going down, so he does have a second one going down. Very smartly done there. There's a ton of roaches. Going to be a lot of DPS on the ground there with 29 roaches, but at the same time, get a few voids out. They could definitely counter those roaches very, very heavily here. He's trying to figure out where he wants to go. He's looking to go up the front gate maybe here. Or maybe not there, making sure he doesn't have a third. So very good maneuver there, monitoring that. And he is going to start pressuring there. And will actually go to work on that gateway there. So might get a gateway kill. And if he moves in here, that is going to be great. I can't picture this. This is not looking good. He's actually backing out. Wow. Not too sure if he's scared of what's up there or what's going on. I do believe he would be able to put a lot of pressure. At the same time, NeXiuS has a lot of units though, so maybe not. Might not have been his best maneuver, especially with the one Void Ray on the field right now. Is also going to get into a robo facility at the same time, and is going to send out his Void Ray around the other side of the map and start getting rid of some of those get rid of some of those drones there. We'll get countered right there by that. And yeah, just too many spore cores at the other end. Don't think that's going to work out so well for him. Does have the hallucinated Phoenix go down there and scout that first, so very well done there. And in the meantime there, he's getting a couple cannons here. So he is fully turtled up here now, and will enable him to start playing his own game here. Start building up the way he wants to. Going to go right to Twilight Council. Very well done there. So Robo Facility and Twilight Council going down. And the roaches are going to move their way back to the base here. And there's the Phoenix getting all the vision he needs to get here. Void Ray slowly going in behind it here. Roaches do get back here as they do get a third out at the same time. Has a Spore Core down there as well. So very good use of the Spore Cores. Putting them in very good locations here. And also has Hydralisks on the map now too. Wowzer, this is a big deficit. 29 roaches, 9 Hydralisks, 12 dogs to the 1 Void, 5 Stalkers, 5 Sentries, and 1 Mothership Core of NeXiuS here. So NeXiuS a little bit of trouble. Dennizz might be able to put some pressure on him here, but at the same time, Dennizz is looking like he's just trying to macro up the 200 food. Has that 148 at this current time, and is going to maneuver his way back into the second. Keep going back and forth just to make sure he doesn't get any sort of surprise attack in his mineral lines here. So very well done there. In the meantime there, if we do take a look at the production tab, it does look like we do have level 2 for the ground weapons. Blink Stalker will be choice, and Immortal, and we are also going to get into a Colossi as well, as we do see the Robo Bay coming down as well here. So we'll sit back a little bit here and just macro ourselves up here. Lots of pylons there. No Arthrosis pylons. Do like to see that. Basically just got the 1 Void out of the Stargate there, so really wasn't looking to get into an air army by no means here. In the meantime, there's the opponent has dropped down some creep here, trying to prevent any sort of third. Also has a unit down at this third here, so trying to keep on 2 base best he can. Which actually isn't a good idea, sorry, because he does realize he is out ahead. There's another hallucinated Phoenix. Very underused object in the lower level leagues. Very useful though if you start getting those hallucinated units out there. They're very useful for scouting and can definitely help you in the late game. That is for darn sure, to tell what your opponent is going. His opponent in the meantime doesn't look like he's teching out of it. It's going to be straight Roach Hydra, so he's going to stick with that, which isn't a bad idea at all there. And there we go. He does go in there, does a little bit of harassment there, bugging with the hallucinated Phoenix for no reason there. There we go. Hallucinated Phoenix goes down, but he does realize exactly what's on the field by overviewing that Hydralisk den. So in the meantime, he will even ship another one out. Why not here? Also has Thermal Lance going down. Colossi are starting to hit the field. Take a look at the good old units tab. He is up to 7 Stalkers, 5 Sentries, 1 Void Ray, 1 Colossi, and 1 Immortal. So not looking too bad so far. And there we go. Now the gateways are starting to mass up here. Very well done, getting a ton of gateways out there. It's going to get a lot of warp gates happening here. Opponent in the meantime is ready to move out now. 200 food. So there's a big deficit, as you can see. 200 to 104. This could be a ton of trouble here. At the meantime, I will say, does not have any upgrades. Was a little bit surprised. Doesn't even have any Evo chambers on the map so far, and I don't believe no upgrades. But Aspire is coming out as well, so he's looking to go right into mutas out of this, or at least give him the option of doing so. There's very good force fields at the other end there that will keep his opponent out of the base, which will allow him to at least get a lot more of these Colossi out. Colossi and Immortals are going to be very handy. This build is very perfect to counter off on a Roach Hydra type build. And then I continue to go back and forth, trying to figure out what he wants to do. He's sitting at 200 food, not too sure if he's going to wait to get an Evo Chamber out, or what he's pondering off before he attacks here. I don't know if he's trying to think that he's way up on his opponent, which he really is, but at the same time, he's going to allow NeXiuS to catch up by just sitting back here. So he's still relaxed for a little bit here, taking a look there, waiting for the good old Spire to finish, and maybe that's his plan. That way he knows he'll have the Spire finished. In the meantime there, NeXiuS is going to be way up on the upgrades, which might be the advantage that he gets in this game here, with 1 to the ground armor, 2 to the ground weapon. Hallucinate Phoenix out one more time. So now he realizes how big that army is, and now he's really going to be shitting himself. That's a huge army. Creep spread is slowly getting across the map here, just over the halfway point for creep spread. There's the Overseer getting up into the base there, so he kind of gets a good idea what's in there. Oh, stops the Robo. That does get rid of one Colossi from finishing up there, which of course it will finish eventually here, especially if he doesn't attack. So I guess Dennizz is pretty content. I don't think this is the best move by Dennizz sitting back. I realize it's pretty tough to get through that wall, but when you're sitting at 200 food for so long, you've allowed NeXiuS to come back, which is very impressive. He's able to fend all that off. Now he's going to start dropping gateway units in there, and his food count is getting right up there, up to 142 now. He was down 200 to 104 at one point in time, and now he's slowly making that comeback. And with those upgrades, it really gives his army the big advantage here. And he's ready to push out here. Here we go. He's got to prevent getting surrounded here, and he's going to try and lead half the army into here. Half the army does get in there. A lot of splash damage going down by the Colossi here. And he's pushing forward big time here, getting a lot of damage done, trying to get him in the choke point. Very good force field there. Very well done. Pushing hard. He's doing a decent job here. He's really going to push his way in there and forces him out. Just shows you what a great army compilation could do to a deficit in food count. That's for darn sure. 200 to 148 is going to expand off of that, so very well done. NeXiuS is right back in this, and by no means is anybody behind at this point. I wouldn't have to imagine with those upgrades that are almost putting NeXiuS ahead at this point. Opponent really should be working on the upgrades still at 0-0, and he's going to look to push up a little bit here, and with that ramp in the upper ground, that's not going to go overly well, especially with those Colossus in the background. Does have a Corruptor on the field, so realizes that he's going to need a few more Corruptors at the same time. He just doesn't have the food count to do so, so might need to melt away something here just to get some more Corruptors on the field to even out, but there we go, lots of Corruptors. Taking a look, what is our Corruptor count sitting at? 19, holy! This is not looking overly good for NeXiuS now. That's a very good unit compilation for him. So that's not going to go overly well. Sends a couple of hallucinated ones in there and does put down Time Warp there. And there we go. They're going to try and get some kills there on the Colossi. Doesn't do overly well as the Stalkers do get right in front and guard that army here. They're going to try and go up the other ramp. NeXiuS gets over there in time, and we'll soon find out, is that going to work for him here? Oh, good blink there. That's going to do a lot of damage to those Corruptors. So very well done there. Very good blink. And it will force his opponent back. And he does jockey for position here, back and forth on the ramp here. Fighting on the ramp is not the best engagement for Dennizz by no means, especially with those force fields going down. Really going to work on trying to melt this here at the same time there. Stalkers blink out, trying to get rid of some more of those Corruptors. He does not want to lose those Colossi. Does end up losing one though. That is definitely not going to work out too well if he loses those Colossi, as they are his savings grace against a Roach Hydra type build here. And there he goes. He's getting a free shot on the third here, and is coming right up there. I don't know if NeXiuS is going to let this die, or if he's going to try and push ahead and get at her. And there are Colossi in the front. They're just going to go to work on those Corruptors and try and do as much damage as they can. And they will take out both Colossi here. So Corruptors are now useless, so now they're going to go to work on the ground army here. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. He's continuing to keep the same food count, but at the same time, where did the rest of his army go? 166 to 133. He's evening this right out. Very well done by NeXiuS. Has the advantage now, I'd have to say. Look at that. Evens the food count out, basically. Not too shabby so far. So he's going to continue to move himself down here. In the meantime there, all the Corruptors are flying up and down there, making sure there are no more Corruptors or Colossi on the field. And it does look like NeXiuS is ready to move this baby out here. He's pushing across, and that is a ton of Stalkers. And when you got 2-3 for upgrades and the other opponent has 0, well, that is definitely going to weigh in your favor. I will say that. So he's going to push pretty hard here. Head down to the bottom of the map here. And stop right where the creep starts again here. And now he's going to start pushing his way in. That is a lot of roaches out there. And those Stalkers are going to try and do a little bit of micro. Micro and Stalkers will outdo roaches anytime. And there we go. Catches the Corruptors out of position there. Might get a couple kills on him here. Blinks forward here. Going to get a couple more kills on him here. Has a couple reinforcing ones. Has those Corruptors trapped there, basically. That doesn't go overly well. Loses the majority of them. Blinks it one more time here. Dogs are coming in. Roaches are pushing hard here. Here we go. He's going to go at him with an attack here. I don't know if it's going to be enough. There's a ton of Stalkers that's sitting on. There's a boatload of roaches. Good blink out of him, though. It might actually have the number game in his favor. Yes, he does big time now. This isn't going to go overly well. Those Corruptors here, I think he overspent on the Corruptors, it looks like here. That is a ton of Corruptors that are unneedy here. These Stalkers are pushing very hard. Very big deficit for Dennizz now. Is down 152 to 86 in food. And those Stalkers are going to do the job. Now you see what upgrades will do for you. Wilder just massacres that Roach army. Very well done there. He's got a bunch more dogs. He says, laughing out loud many times, good game, he said. Very polite fella. So I do give my condolences to you, Dennizz. My congrats to you, NeXiuS. Venture to GrandMaster. Another win under the belt here. I will leave you with this. if it ain't a red lollipop, and I haven't given you a popsicle yet. I don't care how you tie your shoes, because it ain't dirty outside. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.